Viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome once again to Question Time on Islam, live from the Ahlebait studios with your host Naveed Hussain. Alhamdulillah, gives us great pleasure week in, week out to have our Islamic scholar Syed Muhammad Musawi with us, with you, the viewers, to answer any questions, to any information that you would like to share with our Islamic scholar. Our Islamic scholar Syed Muhammad Musawi is here for you, our viewers, to answer any questions, to clear any misunderstanding regarding Islam and life in general. So do take this opportunity. We welcome once again our Islamic scholar Sayyidina. Welcome once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you and all our brothers and sisters who are with us, and all the believers all over the world. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise due to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds, and may His best salutations be on His most humble servants, Muhammad, and his holy progeny, Ahlebait. I would like to start with the conversation which took place between the Prophet of Islam, who is the best human being. May Allah's best salutations be on him and his holy progeny, with a person who came to him and put a question. The person asked the Prophet, what is the way to know Allah? Very important question. What is the way to know Allah? The Prophet told him, the way to know Allah is through knowing yourself. If you know yourself, that knowledge will lead you to knowing Allah. The person asked, how to get the satisfaction, the pleasure of Allah? The Prophet told him, the way to get the pleasure of Allah is when you make yourself, your desire, angry. When you go against your desire, you will get the pleasure of Allah, which means when your desire wants something bad and you avoid what your desire wants for the sake of Allah, for the pleasure of Allah, Allah will be happy with you. The person asked, what is the way to reach to Allah? The Prophet told him, the way to reach to Allah is disobeying your desire. When you disobey your desire, you are on the way to Allah. The person asked, what is the way to obey Allah? The Prophet told him, the way to obey Allah is when you leave your desire. Then the person asked, how and what is the way to be with Allah, near to Allah? The Prophet replied him, the way to be near to Allah when you be away from your desires. The person asked, what is the way to be, what is the way to remember Allah? To remember Allah always. The Prophet replied him, the way to remember Allah is when you forget about your desires.
SubhanAllah.
The person asked, how to get the happiness with Allah? The Prophet replied him, when you make yourself away from your desires, you will get the happiness with Allah. The person asked him, what is the way to get all these aims? The Prophet replied him, the way to get all these noble aims is to seek help of Allah on your desires.
SubhanAllah.
Seek help of Allah on your desire means to seek the help of Allah to make you able to defeat your evil desires. This is a hadith which is well known in the books by the name of Hadith Mujashi', because the person who put these questions to the Prophet, his name is Mujashi'. Very great benefits to know the way to be with Allah, the way to remember Allah, the way to get the pleasure of Allah, the way to get all these things, to seek help from Allah to make you able to overcome your desire and keep your desire under your own control, not the other way, because those who have desire which is controlling over them, they commit sinful acts, they do wrong because their desires are controlling over them. And as you know, the evil desire is always supported by shaitan, and we cannot defeat shaitan and our evil desires but only by the help of Allah. So the best is to seek the help of Allah to keep us strong enough to control our desires. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina, for the beautiful opening of tonight's show. Sayyidina, we'll go straight into our questions from our viewers. Sayyidina, straight into our one of the first question is, does the hair need to be completely dry for wudu, or is it enough if the water of the hand overcomes any moisture or wetness of the hair?
This question is regarding wudu or wuzu. Wudu or wuzu has got two washings, washing the face and washing both hands, right and left, and two wipings, masah, wiping over the head and wiping over the feet, both of them. If the head is wet, but the wetness is not too much, that the wetness on the hand can overcome the wetness on the head, the wiping is proper. But if the head is completely wet, no, the wiping is not proper if the head is completely wet. Say, for example, someone has just now come out from shower and his head is completely wet. He should dry his head, that part of masah, not all the head, only the part which is the beginning part of it. That part of masah must be wiped, dried, or not completely dried. Even little bit wetness will not be a problem. But the wetness on your hands should be more than the wetness on your head when you perform the wiping over your head, the masah over your head in wudu. But if your face is wet before starting the wudu, is it compulsory for you to dry your face or dry your hands before starting your wudu? No. You can start your wudu even if your face is wet, completely wet, or your hands completely wet. You don't need to dry your face or your hand before washing them. And as you know, washing one time is obligatory. Second time is recommended. That's it. No third time. There is no third washing. Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on. Next question is regarding whether it is allowed to work in a bank. And yeah, that's the first part of the question. If you can answer that, then I'll ask the second part. Is it allowed to work in a bank?
Is it allowed for a Muslim to work in a bank? The answer, Muslim is allowed to work anywhere as far as his work does not involve sinful act or sinful or unlawful business. Say, if the bank deals with investment and you deal with that investment, yes, it is permissible. If the bank deals with foreign exchange and you deal with it, means your department is foreign exchange, that also is permissible. If the bank deals with commodities, business, and you are working in that department, then it is permissible. Only department where it is not permissible to work is the department of the interest, the usury, which is called in Arabic riba. Riba, and in Urdu, sood. Usury or riba or sood is a major sin. No permission at all to work in riba, in usury, in interest. All other departments which are not connected with any unlawful business, haram business, then no harm to work in them. So it depends on the department where you work. They say that banks keep their employees moving between different departments. 1 month in this department, next month another department. Okay. But you should not work in the department of the usury, of the interest, of the riba or sood. That is not permissible at all. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. The second part of the question is, Sayyidina, is it allowed to work in a supermarket where alcohol is being sold and no one cannot avoid handling it?
Working in supermarkets, especially big supermarkets or chains which sell different items including alcohol. Muslim is not allowed to deal with alcohol. You are allowed to deal with thousands of items which are not alcohol and not pork. You know, alcohol and pork, these are two things which are not permissible at all, and under no circumstance alcohol or pork can be permissible.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
You are allowed to work, but you should avoid dealing with alcohol and pork.
Thank you very much indeed. Sayyidina, is it allowed for women to cut their hair very short?
Is it allowed for women to cut their hair very short? The woman is allowed to cut her hair up to an extent that she must remain look like women. If the cut is too short, then she becomes like a man, it becomes haram. Haram for a female to make herself look like a man, because the hadith says, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الْمُتَشَبِّهَاتِ, means the curse of Allah falls on any female who makes herself look like a man, and curse of Allah on every male who makes himself look like a woman. لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الْمُتَشَبِّهَاتِ and لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الْمُتَشَبِّهِينَ. So women are allowed to cut their hair up to an extent that she should remain like other women. If she cuts it too short like men, then that is haram. Haram. You know, in Hajj, it is highly recommended for men to shave. In Hajj, shaving is better than shortening. محلقين ومقصرين. Allah starts with محلقين, means shaving. The men who go for Hajj, it is highly recommended. It is in fact wajib on them if it is first Hajj. First Hajj, wajib on the men to shave. Is it permissible for a woman to shave her hair in Hajj? No, it is haram. Women is not allowed to look like a man at all. So no woman is allowed to shave her head completely. No woman is allowed to look like a man completely. Islam keeps the respect of the woman, that she should always remain look like a woman, not to make herself look like a man. And anything which mixes between two genders and make someone different from his or her own gender is not permissible in Islam. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Now, Sayyidina, moving on. Is the prayer valid in a house where there is presence of alcoholic beverages? Are we allowed to go to their house if they are our relatives?
If our relative is not obeying Allah, and nowadays it is happening in many families, especially after many people mixed with non-Muslims and adopted non-Muslim life, despite claiming that they are Muslims by name, but in their day-to-day life they are following the non-Muslim lifestyle. So one of our relatives, just in case, invites us to visit him at home, and we know that he has got at home alcohol. Is it allowed for us to visit him? The answer is yes. It is permissible for us to visit anyone who keeps at home alcohol, but our visit should not carry any message that we approve his wrong deeds. We should not tell him, oh, what nice place you have, what very good bottles and very good decoration, and we should not make him feel that we approve the sinful act that he is doing. This number one. Is it permissible for us to pray namaz at his house where he has kept alcohol? The answer yes, it is permissible. As far as the place of sajda is tahir, muhr, sajdagah, khak shifa, piece of clean paper or leaf or any material which we can do sajda on, which must be tahir, our salah is valid. Our place should not be najis, even if it is najis and dry, and our body and cloth is also dry. If the place is najis and our cloth is wet, or our body is wet, touching the najis place with wet body or wet cloth, that will make our body or cloth najis again, and the salah will be invalid. But if our body and our cloth are dry, we pray namaz in that house without allowing the najasat to transfer to our body or cloth, it is permissible.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, is there any harm to wear black shoes?
Is it any harm in wearing black shoes? We have got narration which does not say it is haram. No, it is not haram. Definitely, we don't have any evidence suggesting that wearing black shoes is haram at all. We have got narrations that wearing black ni'al means slipper, black slipper, better to be avoided, but we don't have any evidence claiming that it is haram or not permissible. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, can we have a rabbit as pets? Can we keep rabbits as pets?
Can we keep a rabbit as pet? Keeping rabbit as pet is not haram. Rabbit is one of the animals which we call them musukh. Musukh. Allah, the Glorious, has turned some sinners into animals. Some sinners into animals. As you read in Quran, وَجَعَلَ مِنْهُمُ الْقِرَدَةَ وَالْخَنَازِيرَ وَعَبَدَ الطَّاغُوتِ. Allah has punished some sinners and turned them into monkeys and pigs. That's in the Quran. When those sinners were turned as a punishment to them from Allah into monkeys, qirada, and khanazir, pigs, those monkeys and those pigs did not have any issue after them. One of the animals was rabbit. Rabbit is haram to eat according to Ahlebait alayhim salam. Some Muslims eat it. According to the authentic evidence from the Prophet of Islam, rabbit is haram to eat. Okay, keeping a rabbit at home as a pet, not haram. It is not haram. Because rabbit is not najis. We have got only two najis animals. Only two animals. The dog and the pig. So rabbit is not najis. Of course, the urine of it is najis, just like the cat. Like cat. So keeping rabbit as a pet is not haram, it is allowed. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, can you guide us about what Islam says about cutting nails and cleaning the house at night time?
Cleaning the house at night time is permissible. It is permissible. Yes, we have got that don't do it at night, but we have no evidence that it is haram, not haram, not haram. In fact, it is not good to sleep at a place which is dirty. In Islam, we have got many hadiths that don't sleep or don't live in a place which is dirty. It is recommended always to clean the house and get all the rubbish out. Rubbish out, not inside the house, because there's a hadith that the dust bin, the bin of the rubbish, is a place of shaitan. Place of shaitan. Don't keep it inside the house. Keep the rubbish out. So if you know that the house is not clean, clean it. And when you sleep, the house should be not dirty at all. After all, it is permissible to clean the house anytime. But nowadays, because of many people living in flats, don't use or don't cause disturbance to your neighbors. If you use the vacuum cleaner, which usually has got loud sound, so don't disturb your neighbors. Always clean your house without causing disturbance to any of your neighbors. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, is fate or luck of a person in their own hands or in God's hands?
The fate and luck. Fate and luck.
Mm-hmm. Is it in your own hands or is it in God's hands?
Part of it in our hand, and another part in the hands of Allah. We cannot say that it's totally out of our hand. No. No one can say that I have no choice at all. No. You have choice to work. You have choice to put your effort. That is your choice. To study hard, to work hard. But the outcome, the result is not in our hands. That's in the hands of Allah. So part of it is in our hand, and other part in the hand of Allah. Allah, the glorious, wants us to put our effort, work hard, do whatever we can do in a lawful way, and the outcome, the result is in the hands of Allah. No one can say that I'm ignorant because Allah didn't want me to be educated. No, you opted to be ignorant because you did not have the patience and tolerance to study. Those who are lazy and don't have tolerance to study and work hard, they end up with bad situation in the society. Uneducated, unemployed, poor, needy. But they cannot blame Allah because they did not put enough effort. So they cannot put the blame on Allah because of their laziness. Everyone has got the option to work hard, to study, to do whatever he or she can do. The outcome, the result is in the hands of Allah. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on, is it considered bad akhlaq to call someone who's older than you by their first name?
First of all, in Islam, Allah teaches us, means the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt, peace and blessing be upon the Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt. They teach us always to respect others. Always respect others. Anyone. Muslims, non-Muslims, children, elderly, respect others always. And in Islam, we have been taught that when you talk to someone, don't call him by his first name. If his name is, say, Abdullah, don't say, oh, Abdullah. In Islam, says no. It is not haram, but the akhlaq, the behavior, the manners in Islam, that when you talk to someone in front of you, use his kunya. Kunya means a respecting way. We call him father in Arabic. Ya Aba Fulan, Ya Aba Ali, Ya Aba Hussain. Means always don't use the first name, but call him with a respected way. In many countries, the culture does not tolerate calling an elderly by his first name. In some countries, it is easy for them. Like, for example, now in Europe, elderly or not elderly, they call them the first name, but not to their own culture. But if you belong to Muslim culture in your country, say, for example, you are from Pakistan or India or Arab country, where it is a sign of disrespect to call an elderly by his first name, don't do that. Don't do that, because that might cause hurting that person. He's not a child. We call the child by his first name, but an elderly person should be always addressed with a respectable way when we deal with any elderly person.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on. Is it recommended to give sadaqah each day? Can we make the intention of paying each day but then give the collected amount at a mosque all at once every week for convenience?
It is not a matter of intention. Sadaqah should be taken out from your money, means every day, and even better than make it twice, every morning and every evening. Take out from your purse, from your pocket. Take some amount of sadaqah. Most of people who live in the West, they have no access directly to the poor people. They can keep it aside. Keep it in one envelope, sadaqah. And whenever you have chance to give it to the poor, or give it to the people who are trusted to make the sadaqah reach the poor, then give it to them. But don't make it just intention that I will pay. No. Take out the money from your pocket and keep it aside as sadaqah. And then that sadaqah, which was already taken away from your money, you can make it in one place and give it whenever you have chance to make it reach to the poor people.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, if we have followed two marjas at the same time, taking some rulings from one and some from the other, and later realized that one could not follow the two marjas, are the previous actions considered valid?
First of all, following two marja is wrong, because you must follow the most or the highest in the Islamic knowledge, who is called A'lam, the most or the highest in Islamic knowledge. If both of them are equal in knowledge, and you have got concrete evidence that both of them are equal in knowledge, then, only then, you can follow both of them. But it is very difficult to prove that two marjas are exactly equal in knowledge. So someone has done it by mistake or not knowingly. What about his previous acts? The answer is he should refer to the real, who is the highest knowledgeable marja, and ask him whether his previous acts are approved or not. So it depends on the approval of the highest in knowledge.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Next question, Sayyidina. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
First question is, what are the best times for sleeping and waking up?
Good question. What are the best timings for sleeping and waking up? Nighttime is the best time for sleeping. And what time, or exactly, is it end of the night, midnight? What is the best? According to what we read in the hadith, the best time of resting, sleeping, is on the first third of the night. Night to be divided into three parts. Say the night is, say for example, 12 hours. If we take 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night, so 12 hours of night, the best time to sleep is early, up to 1/3 of the night. Means if the Maghrib, say for example, nowadays in winter, it is say 5 o'clock. Okay, 5 o'clock. If you take 12 hours of the night, so 4 hours, means 4 hours after 5, 9 o'clock is the best time to sleep, to rest. And it is very harmful to be awake till late. We have got in the hadith, not one, many narrations against remaining awake till late. La sahara illa fi thalath. Don't remain awake late. It damages your dunya and damages your akhirat. Those who remain awake till late, they might miss night prayer, namaz shab. They might miss morning prayer as well, which is wajib. When they sleep very late, they find it difficult to get up for namaz shab, night prayer, and sometimes difficult to wake up for morning prayer as well. So sleeping early in the night is highly useful. Okay, at what time we should get up? We should get up as recommended for night prayer before Fajr. Before Fajr, say 1 hour or half an hour before Fajr namaz, to perform Salat al-Layl, namaz al-Shab, night prayer. The obligatory time is morning prayer. If morning prayer, say for example, is 5 o'clock in the morning, we should not sleep when it is time for salah. It is makruh to sleep between Fajr and sunrise. It is a time of worshipping Allah, remembering Allah, reciting Quran, reciting dua, not a time of sleeping. Those who sleep enough hours in the night, sometimes they feel tired in the day as well. We have got something which is called qaylula. Qaylula is the rest during the day. Qaylula is either after Zuhr namaz, and some of the scholars said it can be even before Zuhr namaz. Called qaylula. Okay? Makruh times to sleep. Makruh to sleep between Fajr and sunrise. Makruh to sleep after Asr till Maghrib. Asr time till Maghrib. That time is makruh time for sleeping. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. And so the second part of the question is, what is the shortest way of performing tahajjud prayers?
What is the shortest way to perform tahajjud prayer? Tahajjud prayer has got 3 forms. The full form is 11 rak'ats. 2, then 2, then 2, then 2. These are 8. Then another 2 which is called shafa'. And then another single rak'at called witr. Total is 11. We have got short form of it, which is only 2 of witr, of shafa' and single rak'at of witr. We have got the shortest form, which is just 1 rak'at, just 1 rak'at of witr. So the shortest way is just 1 rak'at of witr, alhamd, and 3 times qul huwallahu ahad, and 1 time qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, and 1 time qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. That is the shortest and short and usual. So usual is 11 rak'ats, short is 3 rak'ats, 2 plus 1. Shortest is just 1 rak'at.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on. My husband's father passed away, but his mom remarried when my husband was just a toddler. Would his stepfather be mahram to my future daughters?
The stepfather of your husband is mahram to you also.
Mm-hmm.
He is not real father-in-law. He is stepfather-in-law. So if your husband real father was alive, then you will be his real daughter-in-law, and he will be mahram to you, and no need for hijab in front of your real father-in-law. But because your husband's father passed away, or for any reason he is not there, and your husband has got a stepfather, so your husband's stepfather is not mahram for you, nor for your future daughters.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, I am a non-Sayyid and have heard that only Sayyids can wear green shawls. Is this true? If so, can I wear such a shawl indoors?
Matter of wearing special color, it depends on the society. Usually among Shia communities, anyone who wears black amama is understood as a Sayyid. Non-Sayyid does not wear black amama, because if he wears black amama and he is not a Sayyid, people will think that he is a Sayyid, and that might give them wrong impression, because non-Sayyid looking like Sayyid makes confusion. Wearing green shawl among Shia community is understood that it is done by Sayyids only. So don't do it among people who might misunderstand you. If you want to do it at home and no one can misunderstand you, it is not haram. It is not haram. Even if you want to wear black amama at home, not showing anyone, it is not haram, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him and his holy progeny, used to wear black amama, and that is in Sunni books and Shia books. So wearing black amama or wearing green shawl is not haram by itself, but don't wear it among people who might misunderstand you and think that you are a Sayyid. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, is it necessary to do wudu after Ghusl Jummah, or can prayer be performed with just Ghusl Jummah?
Ghusl of Jum'ah is highly recommended. It is one, if I can say, the most important ghusl in Islam, which is recommended. Some of our previous ulama used to say that performing ghusl of Jum'ah is wajib, but most of our present ulama don't say that it is wajib, but it is highly recommended. The most highly recommended ghusl is ghusl of Jum'ah, which is on Friday between Fajr till midday or till Maghrib. Okay. Ghusl of Jum'ah has got great benefits in this life and next life. The importance of ghusl of Jum'ah is mentioned in many hadiths. If you perform ghusl of Jum'ah, you don't need to perform wudu after it or before it. That is according to the verdict of our leading ulama today. So ghusl of Jum'ah suffices. You do not need to perform wudu after ghusl of Jum'ah. Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Can you please tell us about magic, the jadoo? We found some ta'weez on my mother's grave. That means someone is trying to do magic on us. So can you please tell us what we should do?
On your mother's grave?
Mm-hmm. They found
on your
ta'weez
mother's bed?
on the mother's grave.
You found? Okay.
Ta'weez
okay.
on a mother's grave.
Anyway, you should not jump on the idea that someone is trying to make jadoo on you or your family. No. It can happen by incident, maybe something fall there. We should not surrender to the idea that someone is trying to do jadoo, magic, black magic on us. That idea itself is harmful. We should not be mentally defeated. Always be strong enough and trust Allah, who is the protector, who will not let down his servants exposed to the evil. Jadoo, black magic, is an evil. It is from the act of shaitan. We should not be weak in front of shaitan. Don't worry at all whether someone is trying to do wrong or whether it happened by incident. Just recite Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas after every salah, and recite Ayatul Kursi either 1 time or 3 times or 7 times every day, and give sadaqah and seek from Allah to protect you and your family. And don't worry at all. Allah will never let you down. Allah never let down any of his servants in front of the evil of black magic, if you really rely on Allah and seek his help sincerely. Inshallah.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, can you explain shaitan, the jinn, and angels of different kinds? Do they come in form of human beings to misguide or help people?
What we read in the hadith, that shaitan during the time of the Prophet of Islam and during the time of the previous prophets used to come in the shape of human beings. For example, we have got that during the time of the Prophet Lut in the city of Sodom, when people started doing that sinful act, who taught them? Shaitan was the first who came and taught them how to commit that major sin. During the time of the Prophet of Islam, we have got narrations that shaitan used to come in the shape of human being. And also we have narrations that angels used to come in the shape of human being. Jibreel used to come in the shape of human being. So that time it used to happen. Nowadays we have no evidence. At least we cannot say that this man is shaitan or that man is an angel. Allah knows. We cannot confirm anything like that. Shaitan is Iblis. Iblis is the shaitan. Angels are malaika or farishta. Jinn are jinn, or in English, jinns. Yes, please.
Thank you, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, should men wear black at funerals of near family members or at any other funerals? Is this a good practice?
To wear black cloth in the funeral of family member or friend, the answer, in Islam, it is makruh to wear black cloth. It is makruh, disliked, except for a matter related to religion. We wear black during the month of Muharram and Safar, Ayyam Aza, till 9th of Rabi'ul Awwal. We keep wearing black whole month of Muharram and whole month of Safar and 8 days in the month of Rabi'ul Awwal because of religion, because of the tragedies of Ahlebait alayhim salam. But to wear black cloth for a person who is neither Imam nor related to the Imam, for example, Shahadat of, for example, Hazrat Zayd bin Ali, still he is a great person. The wafat of Hazrat Zainab or martyrdom of Hazrat Zainab, because some of our ulama have got their research proving that Lady Zainab was being poisoned by Bani Umayyah. She did not die a natural death. Janab Zainab did not die a natural death. So if we wear black for the grief of Janab Zainab, good. It is a matter of religion. But for a family member, no, we don't have anything in Islam to support wearing black for family members. I know that it is a custom in many non-Muslim societies, but it is not in Islam to wear black clothes for family and friends.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on, question regarding if someone wants to go for ziyarah of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and he does not have the money, can I pay him money for ziyarat from the khums money?
We cannot pay khums because khums is not our money. Khums is not our money. That is amanat with us, which belongs to those who are entitled to it. Can I, if you have your money with me, if you kept your money with me as amanat, can I pay from your own money for someone to go for ziyarat? No, I cannot, because it's not my money. I can pay from my own money, yes. You know, khums is not our money. Our money is the remaining, the 80%. You know, khums is 20% of whatever remains with us after taking out all our expenses. What remains with us is 80%. That is our money. But we cannot pay anything from khums to any project because it is not our money. Neither for ziyarat, even you cannot pay from your khums money to a masjid or Imam Bargah, but after the permission of the marji of taqleed. So no question of paying from khums money for someone to go for ziyarat. Yes, please. Good. I encourage you to pay him from the 80% your own money. You will get blessings and more barakat, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, I am not sure if the ground at my school is najas. And sometimes in PE, outside or during break, I sit on the ground. Do my clothes or part of my body become impure?
If you are not sure that the ground is najis, then you can take it as tahir. Because we have got a principle in fiqh, jurisprudence, everything is tahir for you unless and until you know that it is najis for sure. So if you are not sure that it is najis, then take it as tahir. But precaution is always good. But I cannot tell you that you should take it as najis. No. As far as you are not sure that it is najis, then you can take it as tahir. If you want to act upon precaution, that is good, but not compulsory.
Thank you, Sayyidina. Thank you very much indeed.
Sayyidina, why do now many people in non-Muslim countries, they rent a flat or house, or they go to a hotel, and when they enter the hotel, they don't know whether the ground or the wall or the doors are najis or tahir. definitely lot of non-Muslims were in the room before him. Can he consider everything as najis? No. Unless you are sure that it is najis, it is not najis for just the possibility. Nothing is najis, but after having a concrete evidence that it is najis.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on. Sayyidina, why do we have to renew our wudu after we wake up from our sleep? Why is sleep one of the conditions that it invalidates it?
You know, wudu is a state of purity. This state of purity is invalid when something happens, like passing wind, passing urine, going to the toilet, sleeping, but not every sleep. The sleep which invalidates wudu is the sleep which makes you lose the ability to see and to hear. Sometimes you close your eyes, half sleeping, but you are still hearing. Then your wudu is still valid. But the minute that your hearing is stopped, then you are out of your senses. And when we are out of our senses, our wudu is invalid. When we get up from such sleep, a sleep which makes us unable to see and unable to hear, when we get up, it is not obligatory for us to perform wudu. Yes, it is recommended. Unless we want to pray salah, we must perform wudu for salah. But if you get up and it is not time of salah, it is not obligatory on you to perform wudu. Yes, it is always recommended to be with wudu. Always recommended to be with wudu. Being with wudu makes you gain reward with every breath. As far as you are with wudu, when you get up from sleeping, good to perform wudu, good, not obligatory. When you come out from the toilet, good to perform wudu. In this way, you will be always in the state of purity. Your angels are always busy in writing reward for you because you are in the state of purity. Yes, please.
Thank you very much indeed, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, is there any Islamic basis to burn incense in a home?
Burning incense, burning itself, no. We don't have any authentic hadith advising or supporting burning agarbatti, incense. No. What we have is the perfume. It is highly recommended to use perfume. Perfume can be in any shape. Yes, in some cultures, they burn the agarbatti, the incense, to take out, to get the good smell of it, the perfume of it. So perfume is recommended, but burning, no, it is not mentioned at all. And in fact, we should not do it near the qabr, near the grave. We should not burn any fire near any grave. It might be harmful. So good perfume, good smell is good without burning anything. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Sayyidina, moving on to our next question. Do I have to perform a ghusl if I see semen after urinating?
After urinating, there is no semen at all. Semen does not leak. You know, after urination, there is a liquid which comes out, which is like semen, white liquid. It is not called semen. It is called wadi. Wadi is black liquid which comes out after urination. It is not semen at all, and you don't need ghusl at all after that liquid or fluid which is after urination. Semen comes out gushing out. It does not leak out in the usual cases, except in the cases of the ill persons. Usually semen gushes out. So that drop of liquid which comes after urination is not semen at all, and no need for ghusl if you see that. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Sayyid. Now, Sayyid, the final question of tonight's show. Which type of ring should we wear on our finger when we go to sleep?
What type of ring we should wear? It is, of course, if you are a man, you should wear a ring which is not golden. Golden ring is not permissible for Muslim male. Only females are permitted to wear golden ring. Number two, what type of stone? Aqeel is highly recommended. Aqeel is highly recommended, and it has got a lot of benefits. Also, Fairuz, and other like ruby, like Chinese, which we call in Arabic Hadid Sini, the Chinese iron. So different types of stones can be worn. Best of them is Aqeel. We have got in the hadith that if you wear Aqeel, the reward of your salah will be multiplied many folds.
Mm-hmm.
The dua, when you have in your hand Aqeel ring, will be more accepted. So Aqeel is highly recommended. Some people ask that, is it right that when someone is born, he should not wear any stone before calculating the date and the time of his birth? The answer is no. We don't have that you should calculate the date and the time and accordingly you wear this stone or that stone. No. In the hadith, which is authentic from the Prophet and Ahlebait, you wear any ring. Aqeel is very highly recommended. Fairuz, ruby, whatever rings, all are acceptable, all are permissible.
Thank you very much, Sayyid. Sayyidina, with those words, if you can just, with the last few seconds, if you can finish off with the wise words for all our viewers, please.
We have got a hadith that every morning, if you say 4 times, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So simple. Every morning and every evening, just 4 times, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That 4 times of Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen will make you a grateful person for the bounties that Allah has bestowed on you. Very simple. 4 times in the morning, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and 4 times in the evening. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil